Hey everyone, welcome to our CISSP study group. I'm B-Dubs, a GRC practitioner and InfoSec community member. I'm really excited you're here. I'm leading this study group because I genuinely believe that cybersecurity education should be accessible and collaborative. Preparing for the CISSP is a huge undertaking, and I wanted to create a space where we can all learn from each other, ask questions, and most importantly, support each other's success. This study group is designed for anyone considering tackling the CISSP exam. Whether you're just starting your prep or you're looking for that final push to get you over the finish line. Even if you're not planning to take the exam right now, but you want to deepen your cybersecurity knowledge, we want you to join us too. Let's learn and grow together. So let's dive in. Today we're going to review the exam structure, break down the 8 core domains, learn how to tackle this beast of an exam, and cover ethical considerations. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to help you navigate your CISSP journey and advance your career. I will be referencing many links throughout this video, and you'll be able to find all of those in the description below. This content will be geared towards the security practitioner who meets the 5 years experience requirements of the certification. We would be here far longer than 15 weeks if we started from the beginning. That being said, there's no such thing as a stupid question here, so just ask if you don't understand a concept. So what is the CISSP? The Certified Information Systems Security Professional, or CISSP certification, is a gold standard and globally recognized certification for information security professionals. It's a comprehensive credential that covers a very broad range of security principles and practices. Think a mile wide and a foot deep of content. The exam is administered by CISSP, and it validates your experience in designing, implementing, and managing cybersecurity programs. Whether you're a security analyst, security architect, or even an aspiring CISO, this credential shows you have the skills to protect an organization's most critical information and assets. Let's take a quick look at the exam logistics. The cost of this exam at the time of this video is $749 US. I highly recommend only getting this certification if there's a specific ROI or return on investment you can obtain, or if your employer is paying for it, as this is expensive for anyone to be paying out of their own personal pockets. Once you pass this exam, you'll start the online application process to submit and attest to meeting the experience requirements. You'll need at least 5 years of cumulative, full-time experience in 2 or more of the 8 domains in the CISSP to fully obtain this certification. There are some caveats to this, but you can read more on the experience requirements on the CISSP website. If you don't meet the experience requirement, but you pass the exam, you may become an associate of CISSP until you obtain the required experience. You cannot claim the CISSP certification until you've satisfied this experience requirement. When you submit your application, you must also agree to the CISSP Code of Ethics. Then you'll pay your first annual maintenance fee, which is $135 for CISSP holders at the time of this video. Now, the exam itself is interesting. It uses a computerized adaptive testing CAT format that adjusts question difficulty based on your answers. This means the exam is tailored to your level, keeping it efficient yet challenging. Got a question right? The next one might be a bit harder. Get it wrong? It might ease up a bit. This makes the exam more efficient and honestly, a bit more nerve-wracking because once you lock in an answer, there's no turning back. It's also available in several languages, which is great for accessibility across the globe. You can expect to see 3 different types of questions on your CISSP exam. You'll have multiple choice questions where you'll need to choose the best answer. There could be multiple options that seem correct, so you'll need to really think about each one to pick the best one. You'll see scenario-based questions. These will describe a real-world situation followed by a multiple-choice question, testing your ability to apply security concepts to practical situations. Last, you'll find drag-and-drop questions where you'll match the items between 2 lists. These often test your knowledge of security terms and their definitions. The most important part is to remember that all of these questions must be answered from a management perspective. You'll have to put yourself in the shoes of a security manager and choose answers that best help the organization to achieve its overall business goals and objectives. The CISSP exam is divided into 8 main domains, each carrying a specific weight, meaning some are worth more points on the exam than others. This plays into that CAT format we just talked about. By the time you take your exam, you should be familiar with each of these cybersecurity knowledge areas. Security and risk management is the big one at 16%, so you really need to know that stuff. Then you've got asset security, security architecture and engineering, and so on, all ranging from 10% to 13% weights. Knowing these weights is key, so you can focus your study efforts effectively. For example, if you know which domains are your struggle areas, you could then prioritize mastery in those areas based on those weights. Let's dive into our first 2 domains. Domain 1, Security and Risk Management. This is your foundation, and remember, this was the one weighted at the highest 16%. It covers ethical considerations, governance, compliance, and risk management. This is so important because the security program needs to align with an organization's overall business objectives and regulatory environment. Domain 2, Asset Security. This domain focuses on protecting an organization's most important information and other key assets through classification, data handling procedures, and lifecycle management. You gotta know how to protect the goods to prevent breaches and ensure business continuity. These 2 domains are essential. They set the stage for everything else you'll learn. Next up, we have the technical side of things with domains 3 and 4. Domain 3, Security Architecture and Engineering. This domain covers secure system design and architecture, the technical stuff. Think cryptography, secure system components, and the design principles behind building resilient systems. Domain 4, Communication and Network Security. Here we focus on securing data in transit within networks and communication channels. We will cover network protocols, secure network design strategies, and methods to protect wireless and remote access. It's all about ensuring that your data stays safe while it's on the move. Domain 5 is Identity and Access Management. Who has access to what, and how is that managed? This is the digital equivalent of controlling who holds the keys to the kingdom. It's about ensuring that only the right people have the right access at the right time. Domain 6, Security Assessment and Testing. This domain covers how to continuously check your defenses and the security controls you have in place through penetration testing, vulnerability assessments, and compliance audits. Regular testing is essential to identify any weaknesses if they exist and keep your security posture in check. Finally, we have the last 2 domains. Domain 7, Security Operations. This is the day-to-day management of security, including incident response, monitoring, and disaster recovery planning. It's like running the control room to keep everything secure around the clock. Domain 8, Software Development Security. Security needs to be built in from the start, not added later. This domain focuses on integrating security practices into the software development lifecycle, or SDLC, ensuring that the applications you build are robust from the ground up. These last 2 domains are critical for ensuring security is properly implemented and maintained. Now, how do you actually prepare for this beast of an exam? First, remember it's CAT, so you want to focus on accuracy over speed, since this is an adaptive exam. You can't go back to previous questions, so choose carefully. Use the official ISC² CISSP exam outline as your guide while studying. Practice with sample questions to get familiar with the question styles, and we should always stay updated with emerging trends in the industry. Cybersecurity is always evolving, and we have to keep up. In addition to a structured study plan, focus more on the domains with the highest weight, particularly that security and risk management that was weighted at 16%. Use a variety of resources, including study guides, online courses, and hands-on labs based on your own personal learning style to build a well-rounded understanding. That being said, there are no purchases required to participate in our study group. While some members may have study materials, don't feel obligated to buy anything, especially if you're not taking the exam soon or would be paying out of pocket. And remember, engaging with a study group like this one can provide insights that you might not have considered on your own. Don't sleep on those special Discord channels we created for collaboration between sessions. You can find the Discord link at CISSP.britwhite.io and in the description below. Now let's talk about something really important: ethics. The CISSP Code of Ethics isn't just a checklist. It's a commitment to act with integrity, objectivity, and respect in all of our professional endeavors. All InfoSec professionals certified by CISSP recognize that certification is a privilege that must be earned and maintained. I recommend fully reviewing this Code of Ethics on your own time, as you will have to commit to fully support this Code of Ethics when you submit your application for the CISSP certification. You can read more on these on the CISSP website. This Code of Ethics has 4 key canons. Canon 1: protect society, the common good, public trust and confidence, and the infrastructure. Canon 2: act with honor, honesty, justice, responsibility, and within the laws. Canon 3: provide diligent and competent service to clients and stakeholders. Canon 4: advance and protect our profession. These principles are fundamental to how we operate. They guide our actions and help us maintain the high standards expected in cybersecurity. To wrap up our overview, the CISSP certification is more than just a test. It's a comprehensive validation of your expertise across 8 critical domains. Earning this credential demonstrates your commitment to cybersecurity and opens up advanced career opportunities. It's a challenging path, but with the right preparation, it's absolutely achievable. Today we covered the CISSP certification exam and requirements, the exam format with an overview of all 8 domains, key study strategies, and the CISSP Code of Ethics. This overview video is designed to give you a solid foundation for your CISSP journey. Now it's over to you. I'd love to hear your questions, whether it's about a specific domain, study strategies, resources, or just a topic you're curious to learn more about. Since this is a recorded video, your homework now is to head over to the Discord server where we have the designated channels for the CISSP study group and ask your questions or provide any feedback to the group. Feel free to ping me there and I'll do my best to address everything. Remember, there are no bad questions. This is your chance to get the information you need. Every question helps us all learn a little bit more. If you haven't found us in the Discord yet, you can visit the CISSP.britwhite.io link in the description. You'll also be able to see our full schedule here. I recently added a public Google Calendar to this landing page. It has each of our study events listed out, including which topics are covered in each session. That wraps up today's video. I hope you found this overview helpful. Next time, we'll start diving into Domain 1, Security and Risk Management, for our first live session on Tuesday, March 4th at 6 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our first session.